update, I guess?
We actually went 5-5 yesterday. I spoke this
Congratulations.
afternoon, so it was. But today we've got probably 2.5 out. So
What's wrong?
same old, same old. Zoran, we were not going back-to-back days yet. So yesterday was a full day. He went full. He'll go again tomorrow. He'll dress Saturday, and hopefully. He's a guy, when you really look at the scheme of things, that you've kind of missed once we've gotten into league play now a little bit, just the versatility that he provides to play a couple positions defensively more so than offensively. And he's similar into where last year Burton and Bowie were really good against Oklahoma State's pressure early in the year, that he can be another guy that can make a play in space. And so hopefully we can have him ready for Saturday. He'll practice tomorrow. Jacoby's fine. He's just got to get back in conditioning and continue getting the game shape. Hans, he went basically on O. So anything yesterday on O. Today he's going to try to go in a rep, out a rep, in a rep, out a rep, and see how long he can go with that. And then Nick will be out today. Nothing serious, but just more so he's just got a little knee deal that's kind of it's going to be there for the season. He's just kind of deal with it. But on days we can maybe get him a little rest, we'll do that here and there. And so I'm making the practice plan together right now, trying to figure out a lot of 2-on-2, a lot of 3-on-3. But we need to get to 5-on-5 because of the pace that we need to play at, the up and down, and just putting your guys in situations where, you can rotate in 2-on-2, you can rotate in 3-on-3, but when it's 5-on-5 and they set a middle ball screen or they set a double high ball screen, and the reason I just bring this play up because Travis put it out on Twitter is that wasn't Cam's help. That was Jacoby, and Nick's the first tag guy, which is the preliminary tag guy. It's Jacoby's help, but Cameron's down there because he sees Bomber rolling to the goal, so he leaves. And then you give up an open 3 to Oz up top. And so those are the things we've just got to get better at, and it's going to come from practice, and it's going to come from these guys getting in game reps that a lot of these young guys haven't built habits yet.
Is Hans just the ankle, or is it the knee?
No. I think his knees are great. It's just the ankle. He's just got to get comfortable. We thought maybe he could go. We missed him too. It is what it is from that standpoint. He does. Everybody here, you've watched this, and you know what he brings. He brings some skill. He brings some IQ. He brings a calming presence. He brings great ball reversal. I know that sounds simple, but it's so important the way we want to play. And he understands coverages. And so, it's just the ankle sprain, but it was a high ankle sprain. And the problem is then you go home right for Christmas and you got 5-6 days, you're kind of there. So Vic's done a great job. We thought he was going to go against Texas, and he just right before the game when I asked him, he just wasn't ready. And so we'll see.
Tally, you think could be more than just dressing then?
Yeah, he'll dress. I'm sure he'll be thrown out there at some point. It really depends on how he does tomorrow. The biggest thing with Zoran is just, we were playing him at 2 positions a month ago. He hasn't done anything in a month. And so you can see that when you're going up and down yesterday, 5-on-0, 5-on-5, he's got to learn everything again. It's hard when you sit out of practice from, it's January 4th now. He got hurt in Western Illinois, which was 25th of November. So he hadn't practiced in 6 weeks, and he's new to the program, and so that's a big learning curve. But he's a guy, though, like I said, is you can switch ball screens with him, on a perimeter 4-man. Because he can stay in front of a guard. He's got length. You can throw it back to him and pick and roll against Oklahoma State, and he can make a play, a la Bowie and Burton last year.
So he could do something against the perimeter shooting. He could help out.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you can, if you're not guarding the coverages right, a lot of it's more, it's not scheme. It's we got to do the scheme the right way, and that's just coming from reps and learning in game situations. But if you are in a pinch and you have to switch, he's a guy when they switch, and I've got to guard Stokes. He can stay in front of one of those guys.
Is it knowing the game plan? Is it communication between the guys whose man is setting the screen, or where's the breakdown?
I think probably I need to be as simple as I can, with this group. We're doing A and B. And we got better in the Texas game. We were doing A or B. And I think they knew they had to be better. But we still had breakdowns because once the game's going, we're not stopping every possession, or you're not stopping every 2 minutes, or timeout here, timeout there. You've got to go, and then when the double drag's coming in transition, you've got to be trained to know, hey, one-man zone, hard hedge, where's our shifts coming from, where's our tag guy coming from. And so we've just got to get these guys, I've just got to do a better job from being more, not direct necessarily, but just simple, to where, hey, this is what we do, this is how we guard in this program. Let's not try to out-trick ourselves. Let's just do it one thing, let's do it well. And that's what we've kind of started working towards yesterday. We had a good practice yesterday.
Which is it, just retraining instincts, like you mentioned that one play where Cam just saw Bama going and felt like this is probably what I'm supposed to do, even though it wasn't.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you watch it, we have so many of those happen in a game to where it's the toughest thing for young guys, for guys like Jacoby hasn't played a lot yet, Lindell, Terrence Lewis, these young guys, and for as long as I've been coaching, it's not when I'm guarding John, I'm guarding the ball. I'm fine there. I've got to guard the ball. I got to get to a ball screen. It's away from the ball. That's where our habits got to get better, and that's only going to come from continuing to train. And because if our habits are good, Jacoby and Nick are eyed up on the backside, and Bama's rolling into both those guys. And Jacoby's the tag guy, and then he gets back. And Cameron, that's just instinctively, how much has he been out on the perimeter in 20 years? Probably just for 2 games. And so we just got to get him reps, and we've got to challenge him, and he's got to understand, and that's what we're making strides to. Yesterday was all, a lot of 2-on-2. That's the one thing we don't have 10, but we'll do a lot. We're going to do a lot of 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4 to put him in tough defensive situations because, the Texas game, we did have some good moments. Problem is we're up 8, and I showed him yesterday, when it went from 49-41 to 49 all, or 54-49 to 54-54, watch those, and it's everything is just it's a breakdown in what we're supposed to do. Under a ball screen, hedge a ball screen, and we've got to get better. We go up 2 and 1s in that situation. And then on the other end, we've got to be efficient. We can't shoot 25%, 35 from the field.
You change your lineup to I was going to say tonight, Saturday?
Maybe.
When you mentioned Zoran's defense, is it in part because he's an energy guy and he's committed to that, so that's something you can go in right away?
Yeah, just got length, versatility, and size. You can do a lot of different things, with him defensively. And I think he understands he needs to be good for us in that area. But he's a guy that, he can, Dean Wade's a terrific player. Oz is a terrific player. But he's a better, he can be a good matchup for some of those guys at times to where, hey, if our big lineup's struggling defensively, here's what we can do. It just gives you another way to guard people if we have to. Like with Burton, you can guard, you could switch ball screens at times if you needed to.
Lindell on Monday night, just up to freshman having a bad game.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's, he had some, if you really break his shots down, he took out of 14 shots, he took 2 or 3 tough ones, and watching the tape with him, he knows that. But there was, a corner 3, 2 layups early in the game, a little 15-foot pull-up. If he goes 5 for 14, he probably win the game, and that's not a terrific night. But he's had a great season up to this point. Biggest challenge with him, just like any freshman or good player, is not living in peaks and valleys. And that's the challenge with this team, is to continue to challenge them to grow to where you can't live and die by your field goal percentage. You got to live and die by how we're doing, as a team. You just got to keep coaching and teaching him in that regards, both off the ball defensively, and then not letting his shot chart dictate how he feels. But, I don't expect him to do that, many nights,
What do you tell him, when his shot's not falling? That's one thing that happens. But when you can't, when your shot's not falling, you can still get to the line, no?
Yeah, Kansas State, he got 15 times.
Yeah.
That was that game, right? He 9 for 15 though. He's got to be an 80%, 80% free throw shooter or better for us. He can't go to line as big and physical and strong as he is and go 60% from the line. You look at the K-State game. We missed 5 straight free throws in a segment where you can get it to 4, and it changes the whole game. Right there, because it goes from, instead of 9 to 4, it goes 9 to 12. And those are the areas we got to get better at. But, he can put pressure on the rim. He can get to the free throw line and get fouled, but he's got to go strong every time because this league, they're not calling touch fouls.
Yeah.
You got to, you got to be strong. You got to be physical.
How can Donovan, because he's had, 24 plus 6 times, something like that?
Yeah.
I know you kind of need, maybe not 24 from him, but a lot. I know, how can he be a little bit more consistent? Because he's been consistent, but just had a few of those other games.
The thing, if, our 3 guards, if Nick, Donovan, and Lindell are playing well, I think we'll be tough to beat, home or road, I think we'll be a tough out. If 2 out of the 3 play well, it gives ourselves a chance. If only 1 play well, it's going to be tough. That's just the reality. Donovan offensively played really well the other night. And we made, I wouldn't say a conscious effort, but the ball found him more. Our set, the couple sets we run for him, we were able to get him free, and he shot it well. And there was still a couple he missed that, that he can make. One on the opposite side of our bench in transition, and a couple other opportunities that he had. But we need him to play well. We need Lindell. We need Nick. We need those 3 guys all to be at a high level.